Welcome to another episode of Hot Comics. I am Lisandra Vazquez.
And I'm Brandi Unger.
And today we have an amazing Atlanta-based comedian for you.
Minori Hinds.
I don't know why I said Atlanta-based, but because she's from all over.
Yeah, she's truly from all over.
She is a citizen of the world.
Yeah.
And you will get to know this about her right now.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Well, hello, Minori.
Hello, y'all.
I know we said we're not going to make it weird, but here we are.
It's weird.
Making it weird. Hi. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So you have a hot topic for us today.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, I am an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved here when I was 9 years old from Japan.
Oh.
So that's, that
Yeah.
was hard because I moved to Newport Beach, Orange County. And if you've ever been, one of the main exports is white supremacy. So it is rough for me to be there. So yeah, that was a thing.
Oh God, it's true.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, being an immigrant, it's like, it's a hard thing. Like, basically, most of my life I lived in Asheville, which is another really white place, like 98% white or something. But, it was tough being there. And I don't know, I love all my friends, obviously, but where I went to school is so white. I'm kind of like usually the token minority friend in the group, So over the pandemic, we had like a Zoom call with a bunch of us, and we were talking about naturalization because one of our friends was marrying this Russian person, and then our friend was like, "Oh, Minori already got naturalized. She knows all about it." And I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of an arduous process. You gotta do a fingerprint, you gotta get the retina scan, they measure your butthole." And one of my friends was sincerely like, "Oh my God, they really measure your butthole?" And I'm like, "You have a master's degree. You speak like 3 languages." But yeah, it was just kind of goofy because the word measure, I'm like, what are we measuring? Biodiversity, stamina. And I'm just like, is that what the wall is about? Is, ICE and CBP are tired of measuring buttholes?
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard on the hands.
Yeah. Draining the infrastructure, and it's a strain on my hands and eyes, they said.
But you're the expert, obviously.
Yeah. So I was like, no, they do not actually do that, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm an immigrant, but it's like, even though I feel like foreign, it's still easy for me to make like asshole American mistakes. I don't know if you guys have experienced that personally, but I was at like a work meeting at this restaurant I worked at for a few years, and the GM was talking, and like every time he would talk, this Hispanic coworker of mine would start talking to his wife or whatever. And I was just like, God, this is so distracting. I would be like, I'm trying to listen to what Chance is saying, and then he would keep talking. And then I was like retelling how this happened to a friend of mine that used to work there like a few days later. And she was like, are you sure he wasn't just translating? And I was like, oh my God. So I felt pretty stupid. I was like, don't take me to a thing with like a ASL person, because I'm going to be like, can you stop doing that with your hands? It's extremely distracting. But yeah, I don't know. Being different, that's what I'm used to. I think that's what makes people want to be comics, being different. A lot of men are always telling me, hey, whatever weird stuff for being a woman, like, I was all worried about getting dressed today for the show and about like my nipples showing and stuff. Because this is a thing that men comment on. Like I did a show once and this guy was like, I could tell you were liking it because your nipples are hard. And he didn't say hello or anything. Just came and said that to me after my set. And I'm like, good, nice to meet you or whatever. So yeah, maybe don't say that to a woman. That's not even first date conversation.
Not line
that's
one.
Yeah, I'm just kind of speechless about that.
Yeah, it's awkward. But yeah, the joys of being a female comic.
With nipples, of course.
Yeah, with nipples. Yeah. So now I just always try to wear like a padded thing so I can avoid the combo. I literally pick out a different bra to be like, I'm performing today. Have something that doesn't show my nipples if the AC is kicking too hard, you know? So stupid things that we have to consider as women. But yeah, probably the craziest thing that someone yelled out when I was doing stand-up was this guy yelled out rice boat during my set.
No.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he just was like, rice boat. He was all drunk. And I was like, I get rice. You know, I'm Asian or whatever. Yeah. I've seen a boat, but like rice boat. I'm like, okay, why not sushi boat? I've actually seen a boat, little boat full of sushi. Or is that a more specific type of rice boat?
Do you think he was trying to be endearing?
Like yeah, like maybe it's like a racist term of endearment, like, oh, little rice boat. Oh, little ginger canoe.
Messed up.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, is that what he thinks all transportation is to me? It's like to and from rice. Like, I'm at the bus stop, like, oh, 1 o'clock rice boat's late again. Waiting for Uber, like, I swear I called the noodle raft an hour ago. So dumb. But my favorite part was that the white door guy was just so infuriated on my behalf. He was like, how fucking dare he yell rice boat. And I was like, you're clearly underexposed to how truly horrible racism can be, you know? Save your race-based rage for something a little bit more serious, you know? State-sanctioned executions, not for rice boat. I can handle it on my own. And then I Googled rice boat. It's actually a pretty nice boat. So how mad can I be, huh? Rice boat, more like nice boat. Next topic. So stupid. One day I'll be so successful I will charter my own rice boat. So yeah, that's my dream.
Vision board.
Yeah, vision board. It's got a rice boat on it.
Have nipples in the front.
Yeah.
The rice boat will be called Nipples.
Yeah. SS hard nips. I don't know. I don't know what to. I've never named a boat before. It's a lot of pressure.
I love this journey for you.
Yeah.
How far we've come.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so that's a thing, you know, doing comedy a long time. People just yell stuff out. So that's probably the wackiest. So yeah, I hope no one comes, listens to this and just starts yelling out rice boat at my shows. But
yeah, no, don't do
well,
that.
then if they do, you sell merch. Turn it into profit.
I know. I should turn it into like stickers or something. Just says nice boat. So stupid. But it's like drawn on a grain of rice with my face on it. All right. Artists, get at me. Yeah, draw that for me, please.
Submit. Swipe up.
But yeah. So yeah. But yeah.
Do you decide on either end of the feminine and masculine spectrum when you're getting dressed for the stage?
Yeah.
Is that something that you consider as well?
Yeah, because it's like, you know, do I go femme and then like irritate, you know, the jealous straight ladies who are like, well, who does she think she is with her little outfit? Or do I like, you know what I mean? It's just like, there's always like these different considerations. Or am I going to get the nips comment from a stranger? Or, you know, I don't know. I have like scars. I'm like, should I show my scars? Should I hide my scars? Do I talk about them? But yeah, it's always like, I don't know, a process. I mean, I identify as genderqueer, so I'm like, you know, it doesn't matter if I dress super femme or super boyish, you know. I'm like, but I just feel like it's so much more work to dress up as a woman, you know. Like there's a lot more maintenance and stuff. Like I hope in the NBA, like they have to wear eyelashes one day, you know, because if you watch WNBA games, they got these big old weather changers on and they're shooting threes. I'm like, what the hell? LeBron's not, you know, having to contour his nose before he goes out and plays a game. I guess they're not wearing makeup, but it's just weird to me. I'm like, you don't have to look, you know, stunning to shoot the basketball. It's just weird. I don't know. But yeah, just rambling. But you know, it's like like if I have to dress up and like I can look genderqueer. That's not a lot of pressure. I can look, but like if I have to look like a woman, it's like I have to like look I have to look juicy and beautiful, and it's like all this pressure to be symmetrical and perfectly presented. But I can like I can be genderqueer. I can be confusing to people. That's a standard I can live up to. I can be like, is she a, what are they? You know, I can, that's a standard that I'm okay with. So that's part of my gender journey or whatever. But,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, what else is a hot topic here? I'm like, I don't know.
But when you moved here and you had to like learn new things about being American.
Oh yeah.
Anything, like,
Yeah. There are a lot of like weird culture shock things. Like I remember learning about titty twisters and being like, "What is a titty twister?" And it's apparently children performing torture on each other as some kind of social punishment for being unfun to be around. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get America. But yeah, Indian burn, that might be the most offensive one of them all. Yeah, that's just terrible. Like cringy. But yeah, swirlies. I was like, what is a swirly? But it's funny because I just have all these like, you know, disparate little memories of like coming to America and all these weird things. And one of the memories is like my white stepdad teaching me like Chinese, I'm like, is this real? So this is me at 9 years old learning from my white stepdad about American culture. Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these. And he had a big grin on his face. So I'm like, maybe that's part of why I messed up. And think white people are weird, even though I date one. But yeah, I don't know. It's American culture. A thing that like a big culture shock to me was like I watched like, you know, a lot of anime. I read like the really beautiful Sailor Moon, like really elaborate whatever books, and I was into like Miyazaki movies and stuff, you know, really beautiful stuff. And then I came here and I see like Barney and I'm like, what is this dumb, oh, I love you. What is this like boring, ugly dinosaur with a smile plastered on its face? I don't get it, you know. And where I come from, dinosaurs are villains, you know. I come from the land of Godzilla. So he'd be like, I love you. And I'm like, okay, but if I don't say I love you back, are you going to shoot fire out your mouth? I don't trust it. So yeah, a lot of culture shock moving to America. I don't know. But yeah. One of the craziest things was like, I was like 12 years old when I learned this, was that I learned that Christian kids are having anal sex instead of vaginal sex as not to offend the Lord, which for my little Japanese brain was like,
what?
Wait, what? People do? That's a thing?
That's a thing. You guys don't know either. I'm educating you. No, you guys must have heard about it.
High school in Florida.
Really? Oh, wow.
I should have heard about it.
Yeah, you should know about it because Florida seems like rife with that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
But yeah, as if God's gonna be up there like, there goes my sacred Samantha following my holy rules or whatever. I feel like people miss the point doing that. But yeah, all kinds of stuff like that, because like Christianity's not big where I'm from, you know, so it's like we're culturally Buddhist, but it's like being culturally Jewish. Yeah. It's like there's not like a super deep, I don't know, structural. Like yeah, like people talk about like a higher power or God, but there wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't have a foundation. I feel like my parents did teach me about right and wrong, but I also like, I do feel like the structure of certain things about like Japanese culture and American culture are immoral. You know what I mean? Like sexism is immoral.
Oh yeah.
Like it's very sexist in Japan and in America. So it's just like, that's honestly part of why my parents or my mom wanted me to move to America, because she was like, didn't want me to experience all the sexism that I experienced. So I was like, but at what cost, mommy? But yeah. I'm like, if my parents cared about my feelings so much, they probably wouldn't have said I look like Kim Jong-il when I wore a green jacket. I was like, okay, this is going straight back to the goodwill that it came from. And then I reminded them that they called me Kim Jong-il, and they were all defensive. They're like, no, we didn't call you Kim Jong-il. We called you Kim Jong-un. I'm like, okay, that might be the most offensive retraction possible. Oh, we didn't call you a fat dictator. We called you fat dictator's son, who is now the fat dictator. Oh, okay. Okay, weird. Thanks. But yeah, so That's where I'm coming from with my dry, emotionally guarded humor. That's the origin story of that. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Did the jacket get returned?
Oh yeah, it was. I liked it too. I regret returning it. This happened years ago, but I'm like, it was a nice silk jacket. But like, I didn't want anybody else to think I look like the North Korean dictator or his son. So I returned it. I was like, if my parents think this, perhaps a stranger would. So I shall return it. I'm like, oh, the only people that might not think I look like a Korean dictator wearing a green jacket.
Your family.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for the celebrity comparison that I wasn't asking for.
Oh god.
But yeah, I'm like, I regret saying that I don't like being compared to Lucy Liu after that comment. I'm like, I'll take Lucy Liu all day long before Kim Jong-un. Thank you so much. I don't know about you guys, but I worked in food service industry for a long time. So I feel like that's kind of like a sociopath's game, because if you weren't crazy beforehand, it kind of turns you crazy, because you have to like smile at people while loathing them, you know? Like, who else has to do that? Like serial killers? I guess other customer service people, but you know, it's a great job if you want to do a bunch of stuff you wouldn't do for yourself, except really fast. That's if you want to like collect little straw wrappers and be talked down to by people younger than you. That's a great line of work. But yeah, you know, working in a lot of kitchens, I learned that kitchen workers actually like to abbreviate jalapenos as Japs in all caps, which I kind of found alarming as a Japanese person, you know. I go on the walk-in first thing in the morning, like, Japs, like, hey, I just got here. I haven't done anything wrong yet. Everyone, please relax. Unless being really high in the walk-in is something wrong. Oh, it's illegal? Okay, whatever. I fire myself or whatever. But it's just weird, like, you know, because I had like handwritten tickets. So every time someone wanted like a zesty omelet, I'd have to write like a racial epithet against my own people. Like, no Japs in all caps, like extra Japs. And then we'd be like 86 Japs and be like, oh, still one more right here. 86 means you've run out of something for the people who've never had to work food service. But yeah, it would be like Japs on the side. I'd be like, haha, can I run this? You know? So yeah, that's a silly thing. But yeah, it's just kooky to me that everyone chooses to abbreviate it as Japs instead of Hals, because they're jalapenos. They're not Japaleños, you know? You wouldn't abbreviate cucumbers as cum. Same logic. But yeah, Japaleños to me sounds like the most ill-conceived Mexican-Japanese like fusion restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
Like thought of by like some white Southern dude, like, come on down to Japaleños. On Sunday nights, we got the Chinaman's chimichangas on special. Full of pinto beans, edamame beans, ramen noodles. Everybody loves ramen noodles, okay? Filled with your choice of questionable meats from lands and seas afar. Will it be donkeyish, horseish, or fishish? Just 15 cents to find out. Use the promotional code ChinkyChungus to get 10% off. I will be redeeming my coupon. But yeah, I don't know. Just goofy. But yeah, that's a lot of my life is like waiting tables. And one of the most degrading things was this place. I worked at a pizza buffet, which if you don't have the time or the money to go to like a monastery or a Buddhist retreat, might I recommend waiting tables at a pizza buffet, because it'll teach you about patience, compassion. Will make you reflect on yourself, the choices you've made. But yeah, I felt like, I don't know, it was one of the harder waiting tables jobs. One time this person like ordered pizza buffet, and I was like, do you want something to drink? You know, you just ordered indefinite pizza. And they're like, actually no, water inhibits digestion. And I was just like, okay. Like, you're going to be sitting at home later like, oh, my tum-tum doesn't feel so good. Shouldn't have drank all that water. Are you sure it wasn't the pyramid of pizza I saw you funnel down your gullet? Oh, it's a little ramekin of ice water you drizzled on top there. I'm sure that's That's what happened.
That's the
so,
one.
but yeah, that's just some of my bitter rating tables material. But yeah, it's okay. You know, now I'm switched to dogs. So I went from humans that act like animals to dogs that treat me humanely. So it's a good transition, I think.
We love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, working in food service is a specific kind of hell.
Oh, absolutely.
And I
yeah.
think everyone should have to do it.
Yeah, and whenever I see like a person, you know, when I'm doing a show and there's like a server or a bartender, I'm always like, thank you for your service, because I really mean it. Like, I'm like, it is emotional labor, and in our bullshit, whatever, capitalist patriarchal society, like, emotional labor is undervalued, you know? So any industry where there's like a critical mass of women that join the industry, it's like the wages, actually, the salary goes down, you know? So I'm just like, they're not going to do it to me with stand-up. I won't let them.
That brings us to our Comic Hottie section.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Where we shine a light on a comedian that you admire that is younger than you in comedy years. Who would you like to choose?
I would like to choose Brian King. B King Bling Bling. At B King Bling Bling.
Follow him now.
Yeah.
You love Brian.
Yeah.
You love Brian.
I love Brian.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you like about Brian?
He is an incredible comedian. He's just like a nonstop joke generator, and he has a very efficient like production line from when he thinks of an idea to like when he gets it stage ready. He's a beast at crowd work. He's got a mix of like, you know, silly but still kind of dark and edgy. He's got, you know, stuff about his family and growing up, and like, I don't know, I just think his material is unique. A lot of people are like, oh, another white straight cis comic, but it's like he's developed his voice a lot, and I don't know, he's very funny, and he keeps me laughing all the time. So that's who I would like to feature.
Yay!
You heard it here first.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
it was great to see you.
For spending
Thank
time
you.
with us, and for educating everyone about food service and abbreviations.
Sorry about the vulgar Christian youth story. Maybe y'all will cut that out. I'm sorry.
No,
Notice that.
that's the only thing that's gonna be.
Oh
on the
my
episode.
God, no.
Okay, bye. All right,
Bye.
thank you. See, now you feel like you know a lot more about Minori and the food service industry.
And rice boats.
Oh, we will get her a boat.
We gotta
Let's get her a boat.
Yeah.
Let's starting a GoFundMe to get Minori a rice boat,
Specifically rice
named
boat.
Nipples.
Guys, if this isn't a merch idea, I don't know what is.
Anyway, if you're a graphic designer and you want to work with
good.
Minori, swipe up. Anyway, so you can find all of her information here. You can follow her on Instagram. Instagram is the best place to see where you can see her. She'll travel. She's going to start to travel doing shows and all this stuff. And you can come to Atlanta. You can see her wherever. All that information's there. And also for her hottie comic, Brian King.
And you can also catch him all over Atlanta and follow him. Brian's a fantastic comic
On the
as
screen
well.
and in the show notes, so you can get their Instagram handles right there. And you can also follow us at Hot Comics Pod and at Laughs by the LB. I'm Lisandra Vazquez.
And I'm Brandi Unger.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.